Anyways, that's it for Peaks and Pits.
My pit is also Valentine's. No, I'm kidding.
Not too much.
Not too much. Y'all want to boo for someone like Taylor Swift.
Wait, what did
when
Taylor
we have
do?
actual fucking bitches to boo. That's crazy. Hey guys, happy Valentine's. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Full Coverage with your hosts, Manny MUA and
Laura Lee.
Hey. What do you think of our little red attire?
Honey, we're in the spirit today.
I'm feeling very spirited. I feel very Michael Jackson actually in this. I'm gonna be real. Like having the red jacket feels very like.
I feel like Michael is wondering where the fuck you got that jacket.
Michael had vitiligo too.
Did he?
Yeah, and I have it too. Okay. I'm reincarnated.
Honey, careful, not too much.
Oh yeah, not too much though.
Not too much. I watched the documentary. Not too much.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But like literally, I'm feeling the red jacket vibe. I will say.
Do you want to talk about the tree or do you not want to talk about the tree? I'm gonna leave it up to you.
The tree is
because I brought it up.
Yeah, you did. I feel like I'm gonna leave it up to you. I did bring it up though. The tree's dead. It's almost dead. It's on its last leg. The tree that's been behind me for a while has been really, she's been suffering. She's been going through the gigs. She has been suffering.
You've watched Friday after Friday this tree drop leaves.
A leaf just drop and drop. And I feel like Laura can revive her.
I will.
Like, I feel like you have the green thumb.
I'm taking it home today.
Yeah, you're going to take it home. And I think that there's going to...
It will live on. It will live on. This tree will live on.
It's going to survive. But she has been with us through the thick and the thin.
Oof.
And she has parted ways with us for now. But she will be brought back
I feel like I look like a school teacher today.
What? You're the hottest school teacher I've ever seen.
No,
what the hell? What do you mean? He goes, I want detention.
No, it's just like the turtleneck, the hair. Like I definitely feel like
it's giving PC. It's giving very like appropriate.
Yes,
like
or
you're in a
political.
It's shit, not too much on that too. I'm wearing red, white, and blue.
Lord, shit! All right, hold on. We'll be back. I
have to change. Oh my god, that is so funny. I literally am wearing Americana right now,
honey. It was meant to be Valentine.
The thing is, I'm feeling fierce.
You know what I'm fucking sick of? Let's get into this.
Good girl, give us
every time I say Valentine's
with an N
people
and
are
not
like,
N.
It's not Valentine's. I'm like, I know I didn't say Valentine's. I said Valentine's.
But it sounds like you're saying Valentine's.
Why?
With an M.
Well, it's very close, guys. It's very close.
It's funny. Every time you say Valentine's, I hear Valentine's with an M, but I don't, like, to me, it's just normal. Like, you're just saying Valentine's. Like, I don't think about it, but it's because obviously I know you so well. And hello. So Valentine's, I'm like, oh, that's just like her way of saying Valentine.
You know what?
Should I have told you earlier?
It's okay. Everyone always tells me, I'm saying Valentine's.
But it's Valentine's.
No.
You're saying Valentine's.
I'm saying Tines.
But you're saying Valentine's with an M. Let me tell you that.
Tell her, get out.
I think you say Mara.
Every time I check in for my workout class, they look for Mora. And I don't know how I'm saying my own name wrong after all this time.
Hey, Mora Lee. Mora Lee.
He doesn't enunciate.
Damn. Tyler just comes in. He's like, she doesn't enunciate. And then he walks away. It's like, damn, we have battling over here.
Does it really matter? Valentine's.
It doesn't.
Valentine's. Does it really matter?
It doesn't in the
Does
grand
it really
scheme.
matter? Y'all ain't getting nothing for Valentine's anyway. So.
Damn! Oh my God! Shred him, Lord. Shred him. Everyone's like this.
It's okay.
The battle. The girls want to battle.
I know.
And if that is the case, we're ready for war.
Honey. Always. We've battled a time or two.
We fought bigger demons than this.
We have. What are we even talking about, y'all? Me and Manny,
by the way,
we're on a sick
We are
one.
doing a rapid fire today. We're going to talk about Miss Ash Trevino.
Oh!
You guys liked what we talked about her last time, and you guys thought it was absolutely giving down.
I thought no one would know who we were talking about because it's more of a TikToker, and we were bringing it over to YouTube. Honey, they all knew.
They were plugged in. They were literally like, it reached full coverage. Like people were literally like, I can't believe it reached you guys. This is too fierce.
That means it got fierce.
But Ash, I feel like because it's of TikTok, because we're obviously very present on TikTok, she's just kind of like riddled not my entire, I feel like she pops up a lot now, a lot more than when she used to because of how messy she is.
Messy. She went on a podcast. We're going to be breaking it down once we get into rapid fire, but I watched it all the way through and I feel like I kind of got a better understanding as to who she is. Now that didn't make me like become
like
a fan or
her.
like her, but I just kind of like, oh, okay, so this is okay.
More
I
understanding.
see who we're working with now.
Yeah.
I see what's going on. I see. So that's kind of what it did, and we'll talk about that once we get into it. But first, peaks and pits.
Peaks and pits, of course.
I'll start because you have one that's like combined.
I have a double. I just think it's funny.
Like,
I have a story.
It's a do it.
I have more of a story than a peak and pit, but it's funny.
It's a great story.
It's sick, actually. It's really
should
sick
I tell my balcony trauma?
Honestly, yes.
Right?
That is trauma.
Okay, because I was like debating if that should be my pit. So it started raining in my house, and this is the thing. It literally never rains in California. Like, even if it does rain, it's like a mist.
A sprinkle.
Like, so if it does torrential downpour, it's like maybe once a year. And I mean maybe. Most of the time when it says it's going to rain here, it's like a mist. So in the past, like 3 or 4 years ago, it did a torrential downpour, and it started raining in our house. And we were like, oh my God, what the fuck is the problem? So after the rain stopped, we called a contractor out there, and he was like, I can't find the leak, but it said it could be coming in from your chimney because it looks like the leak is above your chimney. So he's like, let me just double seal off the chimney to confirm. We're like, great, do it. That didn't cost much at all, by the way.
Yeah.
And so we did it, and then like 2 years later, it kind of rained inside, and it was such a little amount, by the way. It didn't really cause any water damage inside. So we were like, what the fuck is it? So we tried to seal off the outskirts of our balcony, like the perimeter of our balcony.
Yeah.
Tyler and his dad sealed off the perimeter. It rained recently, thank God, as you guys know, and then it started raining in our house for a third time. So we were like, dear God, really, where's the leak? I stepped outside on the balcony, and when I stepped outside, I looked down, and the tile was like squishy. Oh, I already told the story.
About the tile. But you didn't tell him about the...
Okay.
Okay. So we have the after.
Okay,
actually, we have the aftermath.
We have more information.
When you said the squishy, I was like, we talked about this with Val.
It triggered me. I was like, wait, I told this with Val.
No, but tell them about what they came back with.
Okay, so I called a contractor over that I haven't used before, and he quoted me on fixing the balcony, and it was a quote, baby.
I was gobsmacked. I would never pay that. But what's crazy is that for what the thing was, like, let's clock the T. It was just for replacing the tiles. The work that it would take to replace the tiles and reseal. That is what the quote was for.
Correct. And the balcony is not large.
No,
we're not talking like acreage here. We're talking feet.
Yeah.
It's a balcony, for God's sakes, that comes off my bedroom. So the quote came back. We're like, can we get the quote? You know, we're just like seeing how much it's going to cost us. So first I would like to start with saying, like, we Googled what an average quote of a project like this would be. And it said the lowest of the low end would be around $4,000, and the highest of the high end could get to like $12,000 to $15,000. So the quote was kind of all over the place, but it was like, it depends on the extensive of the work and how big your space is, you know, and that made sense. So we were like, damn, that's a lot of money. This is going to be a big project. Got a contractor out. He did all the work. He sent me a quote. Do you know what that quote said?
Let's guess.
This does not include the tiles that would actually replace the old tiles that are there. This does not include any of the damage that's done inside of my house that needs to repair. This just is a quote for the labor and demolition of what's already there. That is only what this quote is for. $37,000. Baby.
I about fainted.
I said...
Let it leak.
Let it leak, honey. Let it leak, because it couldn't be me.
No,
it could be y'all fools, but
not
it
me.
Couldn't be me. It could
37K
it will
for just
not be
that.
me. It cannot be me.
Diabolical.
And it's diabolical.
And it won't be you.
So what did I do immediately? Call Manny's dad. Because Manny's dad is in it. Like, he knows all this shit, okay?
He did construction his whole life.
Exactly.
He knows the T.
And I was like, Mr. Gutierrez, like, be so for real.
We fucking for real right now.
Be so fucking for real with me. I was like, this is a crazy quote. I know that. But I was like, tell me if, like, I'm going to save like $1,000 by going somewhere else.
Totally.
Or like, what are we looking at here?
What's realistic?
What's realistic? And Manny's dad went through the quote and was like, this is a fucking joke. They saw your house. They saw the neighborhood you live in. And people probably pay around that to just, like, get the problem handled and not deal with it. So they're able to, like,
get by with doing
drastically upcharge. He was like, this is like extremely overpriced for what the work would be. So he was like, yeah, you need to find someone else to do this. Like, no. And
Like,
so
that's crazy.
I was like, because think about, the thing is, yes, $37,000 for the work, but after I buy the tiles and get the work done inside of my house fixed, so the whole project repair altogether, we're talking $45,000 to $50,000, and that's when you done bumped your head. You
Maybe
have
you
bumped
Humpty
your head.
Dumpty,
You can go into
shattered.
another person's house and play that game. Not my casa.
Over here,
honey.
no, not in this Mexican
not
household.
Casa, not in my Mexican household, honey. 'Cause I'm gonna clock you.
We are frugal people.
Honey. I'm gonna check you at the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna check you real fierce. The fact that they even had, and the thing is, what was even funnier to me, because I obviously saw the breakdown too, what they sent over with the quote, and they give you like a breakdown of what things cost per thing, and it was like sealant $10K, as if like that's like. What do you mean? Like,
like,
you didn't,
how?
how would that just be that? Like, what are you talking about? There's like, you need better breakdowns and that kind of thing. So it's honestly, that was diabolical, and it was a hard fuck no.
Yeah. So Manny's dad's going to come by and patch it. He said he's going to put a Band-Aid over the problem. And he was like, just because it never rains here anyways. And he's like, this will give you time to just like figure out a better option for this. Because he was like, this ain't it. You ain't doing this, honey.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. And I was like, see, I thought it was crazy. And my tingly senses go off. But
Spider-Man.
listen, even Google was like, 15,000 high end. And that's what we were expecting.
15
like,
was crazy.
Even
to
like
me, though.
20,000, like, damn, that would really fucking suck to have to pay that.
Yeah.
But like all in 37, not all in 37 on the quote, plus having to still pay for the inside of the house and for the tiles, we're talking 45, 50K all in.
Even probably more north of that too, potentially.
Yeah, honestly. So it couldn't be me. And
I bet you guys have people that work in construction or your life that you know, and that was crazy and that's diabolical. They try to charge that.
His dad did make a good point. He was like, the area you live in Los Angeles, they do this.
Yeah, that's
like,
just what it is.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
This is what they do. You have to find someone that's kind of like not going to do that to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, it's like almost like the normal thing. Like,
yeah.
Like it is what it is.
They know you're just going to pay to have the problem dealt with, so you don't have to deal with it. And they know you're just going to pay whatever. And that's whenever they got the wrong one.
And they're like, but I'm not going to pay that.
But
so what about that?
This bitch won't pay $450 for his windows clean. You think I'm going to pay $37 for a new balcony tile?
Oh, you know what's funny? I actually ended up getting him to clean my windows.
No, you didn't, Manny! You better shut up. Were they dirty?
Yeah. They were.
Wait, did you
I forgot the saga. I did not even tell you that.
How dare you?
I forgot. I
How
literally forgot. I was like, oh my God, I
dare
did get them cleaned. No, the gag is he ended up coming back. And he knocked on the door and my assistant answered.
Again?
He came back. Like it wasn't like just the first time. My assistant answered and he's like, so listen, for today only, if you do it, $350.
Bitch, you work that. I
guess I have to for $350.
Did he do a good job?
He did a great job.
Fuck, I'm
He
gonna
did
get
a
his
really
card
good
from
job. Yeah,
you.
yeah.
He's
No, I
gonna
would
do my
literally
house
give it
next.
100%. And the thing is, because I felt bad because apparently he told my assistant, he was like, they were really dirty. Like they were dirtier than I was expecting. And I guess it took him a long time to do it. So I ended up tipping him like a lot.
Oh, that's really
to like
nice.
make up for it because
Yeah.
he, so I
Maybe
ended up paying him the original price, but I just
Honey,
wanted to
he
tip
said,
him.
I will be getting these dirty
Because he was so
windows.
nice and I felt like bad in a way too. But it was fierce and I ended up getting it done.
And I bet your windows look so good.
Sickening. But also the problem with my like windows, what I've noticed too is that like since I live above trees, sap will fall onto my windows. You can't power wash off sap.
No.
Like the sap is not coming off, baby.
Damn.
So like I have some spots that just have sap, and that just it is what it is.
Owning a home is a disaster. You guys should rent for life. That's my horrible advice of the
Horrible
day.
advice. Don't take it.
Because
But
when something breaks, oh my God, it was so funny. I was talking to Erin because y'all know she lives in a new house now. And I love watching her come of age because I was there not too long ago. Okay. Like we're not the same age, but I lived exactly what she's living through, probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So like I remember all of this and it's just so funny to hear it from her perspective because I remember me back
You're
then.
like, I was doing that too.
She's in heaven, by the way. She lives with a bunch of frat girls and she loves every single one of them and she's in heaven. Like she is the happiest. But she said whenever she was moving to this house, the first thing she said she saw was a dishwasher in the kitchen and she was so excited because they have a dishwasher in her place in Santa Barbara. So excited. And she said she moved in and the fucking dishwasher doesn't work. All the girls were like, oh yeah, that doesn't work, girl.
She's like,
and she was like,
it's our
what?
baby. That's our storage right there.
Yep. And I was cracking up because I was like, dishwashers are a privilege. And like I said, one day you're going to have a working dishwasher and you're going to appreciate it like no other. And it's these times in your life, you know, that they get you there and appreciate the little things. And it makes you want to build up to these goals of having a home with a dishwasher in it. You know what I mean? I was like, this is life living.
It's so crazy that she's like at this spot now.
I know.
Like, that's so cool. And the fact that she's like back in LA.
She loves it.
It's so nice.
She's
it's so
happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do too, because now we get to hang out all the time.
I know. It works out perfectly.
I made her do a workout with me last night. I always
Was
make
she
her
struggling?
work out. Always. But I told her it's hard whenever you
don't do it often.
Don't do it often. Because you have to start from scratch with the hot yoga and the hot sculpt and all the hot classes. It's something you got to be consistent with, or you're just going to suffer every time if you choose to pop in. Whereas like going to the gym's a little different.
Totally, 100%.
But in these, it's like you have to stay consistent, because once you fall out, you have to just start over, like getting acclimated to the heat. So, but she doesn't care. Erin's just one of those people that's along for the ride.
This is the shoe.
Oh, I see the shit. It's there.
But I cleaned a lot of it. Thank you so much to OneSkin for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You guys, let's talk about peptides for one hot minute. If you're like us, you're seeing them everywhere. But just because something says peptide on the label doesn't mean it's actually doing anything for you. That's where OneSkin OS01 peptide is so different.
While some peptides sit on top of the skin, OS1 goes deeper. It's scientifically formulated to penetrate the cells within the skin's deeper layers, improving key skin health markers like collagen production, hydration, and skin barrier function. I personally love OneSkin. They have so many amazing products. I specifically use their sunscreen all the time, and so does Tyler. Their moisturizers are fantastic.
They're so good.
Founded and led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help the skin look, feel, and behave like it's younger. Get 15% off with the code FULL at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code FULL. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about it, and please show your support and love and tell them we sent you there. Invest in health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. Tell your story. It's so funny.
Now that I just realized I'm looking, I'm like, that's the shoe right here.
Speaking of the shoe.
You guys, speaking of the story, I have so me and Laura actually went on Dropout's podcast and with Zach and Jared, and we did that recently, and it was really fun. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's gonna come out soon. But so here's the thing. So me and Laura drove together, and they have like, you know, a driveway, and you walk in, and they have like a cute little rug like this, and then we go sit down, we do the thing. So we get there, we walk in, I sit down, and the second we start, Zach, he goes, "One of you guys stepped in shit," and I was like.
And when he said that, I was like, please don't be me. Please don't be me. Please don't be me.
And so I was like, wait, what? So then I'm like, wait, what? And then he points at the carpet, the rug, and there's literally a shit footprint. Like, it's a literal, like, big ass fucking footprint of just shit. And it smells like poopy. And I literally was like, what the hell? So then Laura's like, checks her. She's like, not me. And I check.
Yo.
You guys, when I was walking up, apparently, like, they have neighbors that will, like, let their dogs go up into their thingy and, like, shit there.
That's really fucked,
which is fucking horrible, by the way. Like, I was never on grass. It was literally on the cement, and I was just walking through, didn't see it, didn't notice it. I was probably talking to Laura, like, looking like this. And I had dragged my shitty-ass foot, my dookie foot, through the fucking door, and I sit down, and, like, their carpet is riddled in shit footprints. Oh. And I was like, oh, my God, I'll go wipe it out. And they're like, no, it's fine. Like, we'll just finish the thing. And I literally was like... It's not fine. I smell shit.
I think you and Zach smelled shit the whole episode.
100. There's no way. Because if I was smelling shit, like, it would constantly just, like, hit me. I'd be like, oh, my God, I smell shit. It must have been hitting Zach because he was right next to me. Ugh. So it ended up being, like, a funny thing, and it was fine. But, like, the fact that I walked through their home with shit all over and it was not a small shit.
Oh, it was a big...
Let's clock that T.
It wasn't like he, like,
it wasn't a Zaya shit.
Honey.
It wasn't a Tootsie Roll.
It was a bulldog poopy.
It was literally, like, it was a fucking human.
Mastiff.
Maybe it was a human.
Honestly, maybe.
Maybe it was that.
It smelled. You said it smelled like dog shit though. So.
It did. It smelled like there's like a very distinct dog shit smell.
Dog shit has a very.
And it was like dog shit, and I literally kept getting whipped. You guys, so the whole podcast, I was like talking, and then I would get a whiff, and I'd be like, "Oh my god!" and it would jar me out of the moment because I was literally like, yeah, no, yeah," and like I would keep going, but they were like, "No, it's fine," but I was like, "No, it's not fine. I want to go clean my shoe right now." But we just kept powering through it.
The thing is whenever I walked in, I had seen the big smudge across the carpet of brown, and I didn't smell it yet, so I assumed it was already there. And I was like, because it was rainy outside, I was like, someone got some mud on the carpet,
no, totally. It was sprinkling outside.
And I didn't want to call it out and be like, "Hey, you got mud all over your carpet. Maybe they just live like that." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna come in there and judge.
Like, hey, muddy.
Hey, muddy pants. Like, I was just like, oh shit, let me like walk around the big mud splash in the middle of the carpet. I swear to God. And when Zach sat down, he smelled it.
He probably smelled it.
That's
why
he looked
like,
down and they knew that mud wasn't there, and they knew. And
it was like on my big ass fucking foot shoe. Like, it was just an absolute
it was just huge
disaster. And if it just felt so funny. I'm like, of course they walk into their place and I'm fucking dragging in a massive ass dog shit through the whole fucking thing. There's something like, I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that where you stepped in shit, had no idea you stepped in shit, and you just walked around with shit everywhere.
The worst, man.
It's the worst feeling in the entire world. I'm like, you guys, if you're a dog owner, please pick up your dog's shit. Like, if they're gonna just shit on someone's driveway, babe, you have to pick it up. Like, this is crazy.
Seriously?
Like, bring a little bag, or like make them shit on the grass. Like, why would you do that on the cement?
This is another reason I have cats, because I don't think I can. See, the problem is the poopy's warm. If it was like a cold, hard poopy, I could definitely put the bag over her hand and grab it. But when it's like a huge steaming
a steamer?
turd. Oh my God.
No, I'm not kidding you. You're gonna freak
out.
I'm gonna be real. When you gush that shit in your hand like that, it does do bad things to you.
Ooh.
Like, honestly, I would be like, ugh. Like, I'll gag. That would make me fucking gag.
Honey, gag. I don't know how y'all do it, but God be with you, honey.
I can't do it. I can't do it with the big shits.
The big shits and picking them up. I was running down the beach, and this massive dog is just stopped in the middle of the walkway taking a massive shit, and his owners are sitting there, and I run by, and she's like, of course he wants to shit in the middle of the walkway, and I died laughing. I was like, I'm so sorry, babe. Like,
and they have to pick that up with their little poopy bag.
Fuck, girl. I was like, I'm sorry.
I wonder if there's a method. I'm like, are there thicker bags so you don't feel it? Like, there has to be things out there.
There's gotta be a method.
Or a glove that they have, like, to do it instead. I need a glove.
I can do it with a glove.
You're a glove girly. You'd be fine.
Because
it's a glove is so thick.
The problem, I can't feel that warmth.
You can't.
I cannot feel that warmth through that bag, honey. I'm gonna lose it. I am going to lose it.
That heat, that steam coming off the shit. No, the worst is like when you see the steam coming up, like, because it's cold outside and there's those steam off the shit. Yeah, girl, imagine that.
Let me tell
you.
Like
a fucking hot cocoa steaming.
Hot cocoa.
Yeah, imagine.
The problem is, I think dog shit is worse than cat shit, but I think cat piss is worse than dog piss.
I think
each animal has a worse.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the scent of dog shit will get you.
It'll send you into an orbit. I'm going to be real.
I'm so grateful. The whole podcast, I think, because Manny was sitting like that and the foot went that way. It was, thank God it was towards
I should have been like this with Laura.
No,
literally.
I didn't smell it at all, and that's why I thought it was mud the whole time. And then I died when they were like, one of you stepped in dog shit.
Do you know what that reminds me of with the dog shit? I have the other dog shit story. When I was sleeping in my bed, I remember once, I had got up out of bed and I was like washing my face in the morning, and I look at my body and I have shit smeared all over my stomach and my back. I turned around and I was like, what the fuck? Zaya had taken a shit. A pebble that didn't get off of her before she climbed into bed with me underneath my cover. A dingleberry stayed, and the dingleberry rubbed all over my fucking body, all around me. Like, I guess I tossed and turned in my sleep, so I turned. It was like a 360 of shit.
Child.
It was a wheel of shit on my body. Because I was like, why do I smell shit? And
that
I looked,
would have gotten me good.
And I literally had shit on all over my body.
One time, Lou is my big black fluffy cat. He's very fluffy, and this was way when we lived in our apartment. And he diarrheaed all over that fluffy tail, and then proceeded to sling that tail across the apartment, like, on all the walls, just like rubbing the tail. And it was like these furry streaks of shit all over the
I didn't even know
apartment.
cats could get diarrhea.
I didn't either. And they haven't since. I have no idea why he diarrheaed. He hasn't since. It got in that tail, and baby, he slung it everywhere. And at first I was like, oh my God, there's brown. Like, you're discovering.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like, there's streaks on the wall. There's brown streaks. And I was like, oh my God, it's shit. These animals.
Honestly, animals, the best thing ever, but like, oh, they will send you to fucking hell.
My pit for next week has to do with Boo Boo. He got us.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the one that we know about? That I know about?
No.
Another?
He got me good.
No.
Yeah, he got me good right before I came here.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
I haven't obviously heard the story yet.
You guys will have to tune in next week for that one. Speaking of animal piss and shit. But, oh yeah, what am I doing? A peek? I'm doing a peek.
Here.
Oh, peek. I'm doing Pilates.
Oh, yeah, she just started her Pilates grind.
You guys, I signed up for a class this Friday too. Oh, Valentine.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I'll be doing Pilates again. So I want to get into it. I just kind of like do my own little hot sculpt hot bar thing. And I was like, you know what? Let me try Pilates. It's very hard. I've tried it before. I've done it multiple times. So it's not like I haven't done it before, but I want to kind of get consistent at it.
It seems very hard.
It's so...
And like you be working muscles you don't even know you have.
My problem is like I like a faster paced class because it just goes by faster and it's like fun. Like, you know what I mean? It's like fun.
Quick.
It's quick. It's fun. It's like a HIIT class, and Pilates is slow and it's kind of boring. Pilates is boring.
Yeah.
Pilates girlies, that shit's boring.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. My bones will be sore.
You're sore in things that you don't even know. You don't even
know. You don't even know you got muscles in certain areas. But Pilates will find every fucking muscle in your soul and make it sore.
Stop it.
Yes, it will tear you apart. So that intrigues me with it. And you don't even break a sweat. Not one sweat.
Really?
I didn't even have one bead of sweat. And I was sore under my obliques, my underarms, my shoulders, and my inner thighs and my ass from a 45-minute session.
And you were sore.
Sore for 2 days. Sore. Bad.
See, that's sickening though.
So do you see?
Like, oh, so you're kind of intrigued by
it. For the boringness, that's like the payoff for me.
Yeah, it's the give and take.
And this year I wanted to like pick up an extra workout because I love just finding different ways to keep it interesting. So I was like, I'll do Pilates because a lot of people do Pilates. And I liked it. It's just a little boring. But I'm like, if I do it like one day a week and still do my hot heated workouts, I think it could be something cool to add on. So I found a teacher I really like. So I'm going to be doing that and I'll tell you guys what I find out. But I will be sore.
I love it.
It's strength training. I mean, you're gonna tone up. You gotta be strong. It takes a lot of strength. You're gonna be shaking. It's one of those workouts where you're shaking in there.
They're literally convulsing in the middle of a workout. They're like literally going through the
Pilates.
gigs.
It's not for the weak, but I think I'm there. So I'm gonna explore that journey. Anyways, that's it for Peaks and Pits.
My pit is also Valentine's. No, I'm kidding.
Not too much.
Not too much. Not too much. I'm kidding.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. That's the sound you'll hear when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell, online, in person, on social media, and beyond.
You guys, Shopify is the best all-in-one commerce platform capable of handling your business complexities no matter how big you grow. Me and Laura are massive fans of Shopify. We both use it for Lunar Beauty and for Minimum LA. And it honestly makes things so much easier as a small business and honestly a big business. Whatever business you might need, Shopify will be that girl for you.
If you're anything like us and you're like, don't put me in a box, thankfully Shopify will never do that because you're going to have complete control of your brand, your business, and it's always going to be in your hands to what your storefront looks like to the back end of your office operations. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/full coverage. That's all lowercase. That's 1 month for just $1 at shopify.com/full coverage. Shopify.com/full coverage.
Let's move right on. Let's move right along to our rapid fuego even.
Our hot topics.
Let's pull up our little full coverage sign that we have.
I think we'll start with Ash Trevino.
I feel like Ash is the biggest, most fierce one. Wait, before we even start that, I'm just curious. Did you watch Super Bowl? I did not.
Oh, the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
God, no. Do you know what I did? I went to the store in the middle of the Super Bowl, and there was not one car on the road.
Oh,
so I found the perfect time to go places that are busy. Once a year, honey, Super Bowl. Get all your shopping done. Home goods and all. I didn't. I just watched the commercials after on social media, and
Same.
I watched Kendrick Lamar and SZA,
Same.
like on the live stream on the phone while I was out.
Yeah, same.
Like Ty had it up on his phone so we
Did
could
you
watch
see
it.
that? Like everyone's like says a lip sync.
Why are they saying that? Because she sounded so fucking good.
Like when she was doing like the death song and stuff
it
like that.
was
Like
still
they're just
going.
like it doesn't make any sense. Like
Everyone
is saying
concert
that
I've ever been
it's lip
to,
sync.
they're lip syncing. It's both. They
It's
have
like
the
singing,
mic
yep.
on, but they have the music playing and the lip syncing going. Even Charlie XCX, I noticed when she was like had the mic away, the song was still going. They all do it for production.
Yeah, 100%. And I also feel like it's one of those things because like I don't think like let's say something as big as a Super Bowl. Let's say if there is a fuck up happening live, they're going to probably pre-record a lot of the stuff.
100%.
So I think some of the things are just pre-recorded. Some things are live, but some things are pre-recorded just in case there could be like a mistake that they used to play instead.
I think it just helps amplify it too.
Yeah,
like
totally.
this is one human's voice coming through one mic. I think ultimately because it's so big, they need more.
Yeah, and plus like it's a harmony that gives you your own harmony kind of thing. Like you actually get more out of it.
But every concert I go to, they're to an extent. Nowadays, it's like everybody lip syncs.
Everyone and has it in their background. It's always in the backtrack. Always.
Right. Like there's like a backtrack playing of the song singing, and then you can clearly hear when the mic's going when they're singing too. Yeah. So I feel like there's a little lip syncing always. However, not too much on my girl because SZA is really the fucking one. And it was the highlight of the Super Bowl halftime when she came out. To be honest.
Honey, of course it was.
Like I drooled when she came out.
No, she is the tea. She is the tea. That's the true tea.
The tea. Her voice is that of an angel, and her ambiance and music is just like
her vibe, her everything. It's really her everything.
It's a hit after hit after hit. I love her. So not too much on our girl now. What was the song that she started singing? It melted my heart. The song she does. Baby, the lights on the angel, let me know all the stars are close. We're gonna get a copyright strike.
No, we're not.
That's a really good song.
But that song is literally.
It's a really.
I
good
go
song.
feral for that song. I'm not gonna lie. Like anytime I hear it, I want to black out.
Her voice in it. I can't even do it, you guys.
Me neither. We're not singers, so
let's do Taylor Swift real quick, getting booed. Just while we're here. Just while we're here.
I did find it really interesting that when they like go to Taylor and they're like boo, like on the other side, when she's kind of looking around like, what's going on?
She literally
her face made me laugh.
I know Taylor made me laugh.
She made me laugh. She was like this, like.
First of all, not a Swiftie. Second of all, don't you ever fucking boo Taylor Swift again. I don't give a fuck if you like her or don't. She's a badass bitch. She's supportive of every artist. She shows up for her man. Girl stays out of drama besides when Kanye tried her fucking ass and she got him back. You know what I mean?
Not too much on her.
Not too much on Taylor.
But
I
the gag is
that.
too, do you want really like actually like gags me fierce? So for example, we have people that are there that are, known criminals and convicted that might be
the criminal?
That might be leaving the country. You know what I mean?
I didn't know.
And when his face shows, I don't hear no booing. So the fact that y'all want to boo for someone like Taylor Swift,
like, what did
when
Taylor
we have actual
do?
Fucking bitches to boo, that's crazy.
What did Taylor do? I think people just get a power trip because she's so powerful and influential. It's just like their chance to get one up on her.
Plus,
you
it's
know
also
what I
probably
mean?
the other team. It's probably like, it's like obviously Travis.
You know what it probably is? It's probably the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, it's probably the Eagles side.
Fan.
Yeah. So I'm like,
That's
I'm sure it's their side being like, boo, boo, kind of being like, no, we want our people to win.
Do you know?
But it's like, girl, still.
I think Taylor handled it well. She was just like, all right.
She was like this.
Literally looked side to side like, yeah, okay.
I love how you can lip sync her. She's literally saying like, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
She said that?
She was like,
what's happening?
She literally goes
like,
happening?
What's happening?
And then the thing is for me, if I were Taylor and I was being booed, it would like take everything in my reflux power not to throw the middle finger.
I want to throw it immediately. The second I blow, I'm like this.
Knee-jerk reaction. Exactly. And she did it. Girl, I would have done
Taylor,
it. And then I would have been like,
you're
that's
so
my
good.
bad. Because I would have flicked off everybody on national TV.
I honestly would have flipped him off too. And part of me wishes that she did do that because I think it'd be so fucking funny. It would have been
so funny.
It would be so fucking funny, but she's much more obviously demure.
She's
like,
demure. She's media trained. Like she knows better.
What she's doing.
She knows better.
But like, I don't.
That's the thing. We don't. And we would have, honey. It would have been like a knee-jerk reaction.
Immediately. And I would have been like this, a bird to the birds.
Yep. A bird to the birds.
A bird to the birds, baby.
Also, one more thing, Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts.
That man is fine.
Okay. Do you know where he comes from?
Alabama.
No. Yes, he's our
I just made that up.
That's our quarterback.
You're kidding.
No,
Didn't he win
not
MVP
kidding.
of the Super Bowl? He was MVP.
I'm sure.
Tyler, you have to fact check me because that's too sporty for me. But I do feel like he was
Jalen Hurts
MVP.
win MVP of the Super Bowl, most valuable player? The thing is, he's always been that fine. He did.
He won MVP.
Good job, Manny.
Sounds what I like know shit about fucking football.
But everybody drooling over him. I've been drooling over him since college.
The jump. Since the jump.
That was our quarterback.
That's actually really cool that he was
Alabama's
quarterback. Yeah. And now look at they fucking won. And the guy it wasn't just a win, it was a blowout.
A blowout.
Let's go off the team.
Girl.
Baby, it was like what, 24-0?
I don't think the Chiefs should have been there. Maybe somebody else.
Damn, girl.
Maybe somebody else.
Like that shit kind of sucks.
That was a wreck. That was a reckoning. The Philadelphia Eagles said, please.
They said,
job, please.
I would be so devastated if I was like on the Chiefs. Like I would be like so sad.
Oh my God, me too.
Because it's like, damn, dude, like we didn't even get a point.
They were never
bro.
up. They were never up.
I felt so, I literally feel for them because it's like, it wasn't just a win, it was a blowout.
I don't even feel for them. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Oh, you are?
I'm a Jalen Hurts fan.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's why I go for the Eagles because of Jalen Hurts, though.
That makes sense.
If he wasn't there, I wouldn't care.
That totally makes sense. I don't honestly care for either of them.
Me
I
and
just
Ty
feel bad.
follow Alabama players.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Alabama fans do that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of our players are number one draft picks and huge draft picks. Like that's why a lot of really good players go to Alabama because they want to get drafted. So your chances are a little higher if you play
want to do that.
A school that does a lot of draft picks and does really well. So Jalen Hurts was our quarterback for a long time, but yeah.
I love that like he fucking wins.
Yeah, all of our
it's
so cool. All of the Alabama like pages that are run by the school were posting about him and the Philadelphia and MVP and like all that.
That's so sick.
I know.
I love that for him because that's like just really cool. I obviously am not like a fan of either, and I don't really care about sports like that. But
I love that.
I always just feel for like the losing team because I'm like to get so far and to lose, like that's just a shitty thing.
Somebody's got to lose, honey.
I know.
Or else we don't have a winner.
I have empathy.
I hear Botox kills off your empathy.
It doesn't. I wish it did.
I know it doesn't. It doesn't.
I've
That's
tried.
a lie, guys. Get your Botox.
I've literally tried. I'm like,
Botox.
please
You'll
kill
be
it.
fine.
Honestly, kill it.
Kill it. Kill it.
I'm done. I'm tired of being empathetic.
I'm sick of this.
I'm tired of crying.
Ash Trevino.
Girly.
Okay, so she went on Camila. How do you think you say her last name, Annie?
I honestly, Araujo.
Camila Araujo. She has a YouTube channel, but her channel is more like a channel, and I think occasionally she does interviews. So it's kind of like a podcast hybrid channel. It's a very big channel. A very big channel. And Ash Trevino went on with both of her daughters.
That gagged me fiercely, by the way, the fact that she even brought her daughters on.
Remind them who Ash Trevino is. Like,
Ash
just
Trevino,
in case.
you guys, we did talk about it a little bit before, but she is a live TikToker. She's a TikTok creator, but she does lives all the time. And she's been on a lot of hot water. She's been on a lot of people's mouths just for how, messy, just absolutely kind of a disaster that it is. It's kind of like you're watching a reality show. A lot of people say that she's just like a horrible mother, but a lot of people really, really like her. I saw a video recently actually of her. She was crying on a live saying that like one of her friends stole her biggest gifter who would give gifts, and she was like crying about it. She's like, you don't do that. That was her coins. And I'm like, first of all, how the fuck? The friend isn't stealing the gifter. The gifter went to your friend. They chose to leave. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I thought it was crazy. But she's basically just kind of a mess, and she got a lot of her notoriety from being a inmate hopper. So that was like her thing. Where
dating
inmates. Like she wanted to date them, which is already like just sick in itself. So that's kind of where she started it, and it was a very interesting thing for people. People like to watch the train wreck.
Polarizing.
And so it's a very polarizing thing. And so now we're here, but she gets a lot of views during her lives. People are really tuned in for her, just to see what's happening throughout the day. And she just recently went on this podcast.
So there's some interesting takeaways from the podcast because Camila really grinds her and gets her good and like doesn't let her, she doesn't go along with what she's saying. She's not like a friendly interview. She's more like calling her out on her shit. It's interesting because both of her daughters are there for, I would say, 80% of the podcast. And that was an interesting take. But so the interesting takeaways I found was that she's had multiple CPS cases because people watch the lives. There's a lot of this and that happening. So they call CPS, which causes her to have a lot of CPS cases. However, the CPS people have never found any reason why her daughters can't live with her. But now the big thing online right now is they're like, girl, you're making all this money on lives and your daughters are saying they don't even have a bed.
That's like the big thing.
So that's
the daughters don't have a bed.
A huge thing that needed to be addressed. So that was addressed on the podcast. And it was crazy because what I've gathered, and this is my opinion, Ash Trevino is a 36-year-old child, and everything is a joke to her. She's very, very immature, and nothing.
She like laughed about the bed thing.
Yeah, she thinks everything's funny. In fact, she thinks absolutely. She's just one of those people who thinks everything's funny, doesn't take anything serious. And so the bed thing was her 2 daughters shared a bed, or the youngest one would sleep with her, and she has a bed. And she said there was like a mattress on the ground. There was a huge rumor they have bed bugs because they saw a beetle on the floor, and she's like, there's no bed bugs. There was a beetle on the floor, and they took it too far, which I can believe that, because the internet does do that.
Yeah.
Whenever they catch wind of something, but they're like, girl, you got one mattress on the floor for both of your daughters. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And she's like, I take care of my daughters. I'm not jealous of them. And she points to the oldest daughter. She's like, didn't I get you a Gucci bag when you hit 1 million followers? I'm not jealous of them. And all I'm hearing is, you bought your daughter that's a child a Gucci bag instead of a fucking bed. The priorities are wild.
They're off. That's why, but that's
They're
another one
wild.
of the reasons that people are like, she's a child.
That's
Like
what I'm
she's a
talking about.
grown
Like, she is a
child.
grown ass woman that acts like a child. That's something a 12-year-old would do.
Correct.
Whenever they get some money, they would go buy a Gucci bag instead of a bed. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Now, watching this hour-long podcast with both of her daughters there, it's not a mother-daughter relationship that I see. It's a sister relationship. She had both of her daughters very young, and she doesn't have a motherly attitude towards them. It's more of a sisterly, where everything's a joke, and it's like, shut up. You know, like, nothing is motherly, it's sisterly. So they have a unique relationship with their mother, and that does happen. That's more common than you think with people who have their kids really young.
Yeah, especially young.
Now, the girls do not live with her, she said, since all the CPS cases have been opened up. She just says, straight up says on the podcast, I told my mom, which is their grandmother, just let them live with you right now while this is going on. It's cleared up. But she claims that she's always had her daughters live with her, and she's always raised her daughters. But right now, with all this going on, she just has her daughters living with her mom. But her mom didn't raise her daughters. That's what she said. So she wants to make it clear.
Got it.
I raised my daughters. They're just living with my mom with all this drama and bullshit going on right now. So another thing that was a huge red flag to me is that, you know, the daughters catch a lot of shit for their mom being famous on live.
Yep.
So one of the daughters, the older daughter, was like having trouble with people at school. So her mom pulled her out of school, and she's now homeschooled.
Who's homeschooling her?
Okay, girl.
I know, Ashley. Imagine you're getting homeschooled by Ash Trevino.
Child, you better
a block
trust.
teaching a block.
You're having problems
One
at
brain
school
cell.
because your mom is being nasty on live. Let's be very real. And so now it's reflecting on the kids, because it's gotten so big and so viral. So it's reflecting on the kids at school. So you pulled the daughter out of school, and girl,
That's
I want to
crazy.
know what the curriculum is. I want to know what she's learning.
Oh yeah, what's she learning? What is she learning?
Manny be so for real.
She ain't learning shit.
So what do you think is gonna happen now? You got her pulled out of school. Like,
Girl, it's
what?
gonna be like it's such a bad
It's
horrible parenting. Just obviously like off the bat, it just seems like horrible parenting to me. But like you're giving her like crumbs. Like you're literally like setting her. You're almost setting herself up for failure before the like future even hits. Like it's literally a horrible start as a young adult to even go there and be like, okay, let's pull you out of school because my mom is too famous.
And call it homeschool. I want to know. I just want to know.
I want to see. Where's the pamphlet? Let me see this pamphlet. Who's teaching you? How you're even able to do this? Because legally, even if you're homeschooled, like there's like a very strict legal thing where it's like you still have to be doing it for 6 hours. Like there's a big thing about homeschooling. So I'm very, very like interested to know what the fuck is even being taught. That
was a huge actual red flag watching the podcast, but she says it like it's a good thing. Like, I love my daughters, basically anything they want, you know, but a bed. So the girl, Camille, on the podcast straight up is like, I'm literally going to buy y'all a bed. Like, I'm going to do it. So then she asked Ash, what's the most amount of money you've ever made off like one live session? She says $12,000 is the most she ever made off one live like session.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. $12,000 is a lot
if you're doing
money.
lives almost every day.
And then she goes on to brag about how, so apparently people can see what you've bought off TikTok Shop.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They can see where she's bought fake Louis Vuitton bags. And what's important to her, keep in mind, she acts like a child, is that she's like, I got accounts at Gucci, I got accounts at Louis Vuitton, like saying like I buy all this shit and my stuff's not fake, because that was another thing to like address people saying all her, you know, that she brags about is all fake, and she's saying it's not. I don't think it's probably all fake. She probably is fucking blowing all her money
on stupid shit.
On stupid shit, I would assume. I bet she is.
That's
correct.
I bet she's spending money on fake stuff and she's getting real stuff too.
I was gonna say, I bet it's real and fake, baby.
I bet it's real and it's fake. I bet there's like a combination of both of them in
100%.
tandem with what it is.
If I had to guess, that would be my guess. That would be the one.
What was sad to me too is that when the daughters were like, "We've lost friends because of my mom."
That's
doing these lives, and I'm like, it just sounds so horrible.
So apparently, who is Santo, the guy that she like started with?
The one that was just like chatting with, the one that was like Shawty Bae's ex, I think, Santos.
Oh, is that Shawty Bae's ex?
That's the one that, like, remember when Shawty was even talking about, like, Santos was, like, I think someone that would talk to Shawty Bae. Or, like, they were friends or whatever.
Apparently, she's 36, and he said he was 22 or 23. Mm-hmm. He either said he was 22 or 23. Either way, same difference. He was 19. Mm-hmm. And is 19. Hooked up. And they hooked up.
Twice.
Yeah. So there's that.
That's fucking crazy. She says, she's like, well, I didn't know he was 19 at the time.
She didn't. Well, who knows what she knew, but she did say the whole time she thought he was in his 20s, and like she didn't know that. She was blindsided about that, according to her. And then she also goes on to say that Camilla's really bringing up all the hard-hitting stuff that people want answers. I know, she was really going in.
Camilla is like, she was giving.
She was getting her. She was like, okay, what about apparently another influencer with her were in the backseat of the car with Ash Trevino, and Ash Trevino goes live, but the girl just finished blanking off her man and is like wiping her mouth, and Ash Trevino is like pointing the camera to her, showing her, and then apparently the girl came out and was like, I'm really embarrassed by that or whatever. So Camilla was like, why did you do that? Why did you go live? And Ash was like, she knew I was going live. She knew what I was doing. She's regretted it later that it was like put out there, but she knew. So, okay.
I believe that the girl knew, and then she probably
100%.
like,
also,
no.
like, if a bunch of people were in the car, why are you doing that?
Why are you blowing your man with all people in your car?
You're done. So, I'm like,
you're in the car
with Ash Trevino blowing, like, and you're mad at God a lot. I'm like,
girl, let's get our party checked. But I think, like, if that's already happening in the first place, sister, we have bigger, like, fish to fry at that point. Because that's
interesting,
crazy.
Though. It doesn't seem like she has a terrible relationship with her daughters. It seems like her daughters like her a lot, and then they just have like this sisterly relationship where they just argue. I think the girls will grow up one day and look back and understand where, why this is affecting them and what's all happened. But like, it doesn't.
It just sucks because they're young.
They're
really. They won't really know too. Like a lot of because they're so young, they haven't like developed, enough to really understand how like that sisterly bond, like it's cutesy. But like at the end of the day, like you do need a motherly figure in your life that's going to actually help guide and do things at that really young, impressionable age. I think that she's not giving them that like guidance as a mom. She's being a sister and like fights with them and battles with them for like, because she thinks she's a child and she thinks she's 20.
She said that she's always raised her daughters, and like her mom, they've never lived with their mom until now. So like she's not like pawned her daughters off onto her mom. Is what she was explaining. She said before life she worked at a dentist office, and she got fired there whenever her nipples flashed on live. They were like, girl, you gotta go.
She's like, we can't have our dental person having nipples out.
I don't know what she was doing at the dentist office. I don't know if she was working the desk or what, but the nipple came out on live and she got fired for it. But she makes so much money. God, I hope. Girl, you get a root canal and Ash walks in. What are you doing?
I'm putting my feeling right back on.
I'm my head on there.
No. Ash is not giving me no root canal.
Ash, you ain't giving a root canal, mama.
Why is that the funniest thought with her little mask on? She's like, let's go in.
The nail.
The nail.
Couldn't be. So those were some of like, I'm sure I'll think of others because it was like an hour long, but those were some of the biggest takeaways.
Yeah, those are like and the things that I had saw too that were like the biggest like takeaways from like all the like clips I've seen too from all the like viral videos. I just love how Camilla. Sorry, I'm yawning because I'm tired. I had a long night, but Camilla did such a good job at.
She did.
Kind of like not letting her off the hook. Like she like of course joked and did things, but. She like did actually ask hard questions, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah. So apparently Ash is dating a new guy now who she hasn't met yet, but she's going to marry him. But this guy's a good guy and he's saving himself for marriage. And the older daughter was like, they were like, do you like him? They were like, yeah, he's nice. And basically she explains why she thinks he's nice. And he's nice because he called their house. The older daughter picked up the phone and he was like, she was like, oh, mom's not here, but she's like coming or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay. And like, he was just like, okay. And wasn't rude to her. So that is his basis. That's the basis she has to go off to say that he's a nice guy, because she said the inmates in the past, whenever, they would answer, they'd be really rude and ugly to them. So, and then basically Camilla's like,
so the bar's
baby,
on the ground. The bar's
that
in hell.
doesn't mean he's nice. That means like you guys are fucked. Like,
absolutely. It literally means nothing. Actually, it just means
nothing.
that he was having a good moment, I suppose, and like had a good situation happen for a second. That doesn't mean shit, dude. But like the fact that she's I'm gagged because you said that she's dating someone. I was thinking like, oh, someone in the real world. Like she's like, maybe she has a pen pal. The pen pal's in prison, and she's dating someone from prison.
I don't know if this guy's in prison.
Oh,
I don't think he is.
I think they hadn't met yet, so I'm kind of like, oh.
Yeah. But I think she's moved on from the inmate situation. I think she's now spreading her wings and flying. She did get in trouble too because I can't remember, so I don't want to say, but somebody was like sick in the hospital and she was like asking for galaxies to pay for medical bills. So that was like frowned upon.
Yeah,
these are things Camilla like have blown up online, like subjects, and Camilla would just hit one after the other to get her to address them.
Yes,
she finds most of it funny. None of it's a big deal to her, to be honest with you. It's just like, and it's just like kind of like talking to like a child. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like I kind of like picked up on
like whatever.
Yeah, it's like oh whatever. You know what I mean? She's making money and she's good now, so it's kind of like, Anne.
I think that's crazy.
It's crazy though. So the whole situation.
I'm like, was she even like? Does she take accountability ever? Does she like?
The thing is, if she didn't have her daughters involved and it was just her, it's like whatever. Let her
do whatever she wants to do.
Be with these men, these young guys, do whatever she wants to do, right? But the problem is like everybody sits back and watches these two young girls, and they're probably going to follow in her footsteps. I hope not, because we have the internet and a lot is being called out.
Examples.
Yeah, and other examples around her. But I think people are more. It's more about that. It's like the fact she's a mom of two is crazy.
Girl, I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like if she wasn't, just like you said, I think that it would be a completely different situation. People wouldn't be on her the way that they are. And I honestly don't think she'd even be as polarizing if she wasn't like a mom that had two, impressionable teenage daughters.
Yeah.
That's the part where it's like, girl, you cannot be a fucking mess for at least your daughter's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's the
you would think that the problem is a lot of the times when people have kids, a lot of the times they are too selfish to have kids. And I'm gonna be so fucking free, and I feel like that's a harsh thing to say. But I feel like a lot of the times, like let's say someone's like, oh, I want to have a kid, but knowing damn well that they're not really going to take care of the kid because they're so focused on themselves, what they're doing constantly, that it's like, why even have the kid if you're not going to treat the kid like they're your baby?
Sometimes,
you know what I mean?
Too, when people have kids really young, they get their childhood and youth taken from them very early, ripped from them so suddenly, and sometimes people have a heart, and I'm not saying this for everyone who has a teen pregnancy or a child young. This is not the case for everyone, but sometimes whenever that youth gets ripped away so drastically and so quickly, people have a hard time growing up, or they want to try to get it back. And in their older years, you have situations where they're really fucking immature because they didn't have those moments to live out and to be young and to be immature. So they're going to get their moment, you know what I mean? And it comes out in your late 30s and or whenever it comes out, you know what I mean? And then now look.
And it's something you have to like kind of.
And this is an assumption. Like, I don't know that that's why Ash is the way she is. I do know she had both of her daughters young, and that she acts like a kid herself and treats her daughters like sisters, not like her daughter. So from what I can see and what I'm watching, and I think most of the world is watching, and so that's why I'm putting two and two together, but who knows?
I think it's true, honestly. I mean, and that happens for a lot. Anyone that grew up like a little, grew up like too fast almost, where like they've missed out on their youth, a lot of the times won't be like in their later years will have like this like resurgence of this like youthfulness in a weird way, where it's like they felt like they missed out, and it's something you don't even realize is happening, but it's true. I know a lot of this is very common in gay culture. You like live a lot of your young life trying to be straight, trying to pretend, and you don't come out to like, let's say you're mid-20s, let's say someone's doing that, you then like almost restart like your adolescence as a gay person at that point. So then things become fresh all over again, and you're treating things completely different than the average, hetero 25-year-old might at that time when it comes to like emotional and physical sexual connection. So it happens a lot of the times, at least in the gay community, that it's a big thing, and I'm sure that it applies with teen pregnancies and stuff like that, like where you're like kind of like it's ripped from you, or you have to restart in some way.
Yeah, so it's kind of like she's having her popularity moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's the tea on that podcast. It's quite interesting.
It is. If there's any interest
it's polarizing.
in Ash, yeah, it's polarizing. If you have seen her and been like, the Ash Trevino lore, you should watch it just to see like what she says.
You really find out more, and you kind of get a sense of who she is, whether you're gonna like her or not after. I don't know, but you do get more of a sense of who she is, and God bless her daughters, both of them. So.
Literally, that's the true, like, baby, we feel for you, the daughters. We feel for y'all.
Yeah.
Down.
The next topic is Kanye West. So,
girl,
I'm just like
I'm
so
done.
over it.
I'm so fucking over him.
So fucking over it.
It's not even funny.
I am. We're talking about it because we do rapid fire, but apparently on the Yeezy website, they had like one shirt with the swastika for sale, and that was it. But they took it down somewhat quickly, and now the website is just white. It's just blank. There's nothing on it. But for a minute, I saw a TikTok and I scrolled and it was like, why is it on the Yeezy website right now just a picture of a shirt with a swastika, and that's the only thing on the website? And now it's gone. It's all gone. But, and then he goes to the Grammys and has his wife butt naked on the red carpet.
That pissed me off.
They should have flipped the roles and had him butt naked and her wearing a sweatsuit, in my humble opinion.
Same.
I think that's the only way that should have been done right. And it's crazy to me for him to do all this. He has sons watching him. He's teaching them how to be a man, and this is what he's showing his sons.
The worst example ever.
He has 2 daughters, and you have a woman prancing her around naked on a carpet. It's all repulsive.
It makes me sick. It literally does. Was he at the Super Bowl?
Not that I know of.
Okay, nothing. Yeah, same. I was just curious. But when I saw like the site that he had like derived all this traffic to the site with the shirt with the swastika, I'm like, so you're basically saying you're a Nazi, is essentially what you're saying.
And apparently didn't X just take down his account because
yes,
him
or it's
spewing
like
out
it's like suspended.
Okay, because he was like spewing out
Elon Musk unfollowed him, which I'm like, the fact that you're following him.
You unfollow him now.
Now he unfollowed him, and so yeah, I believe that the account is suspended or he deleted it. Something, the account's not there, but he was like going crazy.
Okay,
was having a full like Twitter rage out or X rage out. And was just spewing all this fucking insane hate.
This is alleged, but wasn't it said that a dentist was giving him the drug that makes you high? That's alleged. I don't know how much validity there is to that, and basically it makes you high in your mind. So, I mean, what is being spewed out is just like, honestly, yes, it hits the headlines, but it's so diluted because it's constant with him. And it's just like constant madness and always shock value. I mean, it's always going to be something like that with him. So it's
always a disaster.
They're not as surprised in that it's always a disaster. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm so fucking sick of it all.
Oh my God, me too. I'm like, can we just like literally never talk about him again?
Yeah.
Or like to never have him in the headlines again.
Yeah, he gotta go.
Like I feel like he needs to be, he's someone that I just like wish was like just gone from the media. Like I'm like, baby, can you just like go live your little life? You're fucking filthy ass rich. Like clearly he has probably so much money. So it's like, girl, go do that thing.
Yeah.
Go do that. Go deal with that. Go live. Go do that. You don't need to be the fucking craziest bitch ever.
Billions? I think he's still worth like billions. Like I think he has
with the B?
I think so. I'm not sure. Oh, Ty saw a really interesting thing. You guys should listen up. So Joe Rogan's podcast. They were saying there's a guy on there, he's a comedian we love, but he was just saying the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. And he was like, the word just gets thrown around as a billionaire so much now that he was like, I don't think you guys know how much money $1 billion is. So he said, I'm going to break it down for you so you know. Ty, what did he say about the seconds in a day?
Tyler's rolling in. Tyler's rolling in.
Yep.
Literally, I hear it on
Come get in
the chair.
my mic and tell them. Because it was interesting, and I think you guys should hear it, because we throw the word billionaire around, and I want you to understand what a billionaire is and how much fucking money they actually have. It is fascinating compared to a millionaire, which, by the way, we discussed this a few weeks ago. It was said that there are millions of millionaires in America. Millions of people have millions of dollars in America. That is crazy. So they're explaining what the difference is between a millionaire and a billionaire. So if you have $1 million and you calculate every dollar into a second, do you know how long that is? That's 11 days.
For a millionaire.
For a million, if you took a million seconds, is 11 days.
Okay.
So it's like $1 a second. Will equal out to you 11 days. Do you know $1 billion per second? So $1 per second, and you have 1 billion seconds. 32 years.
From 11 days to 32 years.
That's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. Do you want me to tell you how much Jeff Bezos is worth? You're gonna cry.
Enough to solve fucking world hunger. That's for sure.
Girl. 242.4 billion. 242 billion.
So 32 years times 242.
That's what he's worth. That's right.
Dude, that's literally fucking insane.
Isn't that the perspective on that? Millionaires and billionaires are in such far different categories. It's not even funny.
It's actually crazy. And it's funny because like I feel like I already knew that, but the word does get tossed around a lot. As a billionaire, it gets tossed around a lot in America in general. But
when you hear that perspective,
is crazy.
It really, you go, oh my God. I don't think anyone should have like $200 billion, but I mean, that's the system we set up, and he figured out the system. So what
clearly.
are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, he created an empire. So that's just an interesting tidbit of learning for today.
That's insane to me still. Like absolutely fucking crazy.
I wouldn't mind having like 1 billion. No, that's too much.
I'm like...
No, it's too much. It's too much.
Honestly, it's diabolical.
Too much.
That
that's
money
diabolical.
Is fucking
it's
crazy.
Too much. It's too much.
No one needs that much money.
No. Poppy versus Olipop. Baby, the probiotics are fighting it out.
Girl, it was so funny. So, okay, recently, guys, I've been seeing a lot of tea on this, right? That Poppy sent out NPR like vending machines that are like filled with drinks, so they filled them up themselves. Come to find out, everybody ate. No, but come to find out that like they don't keep the vending machines. The influencers that got them don't keep them.
Well, it was like a rental thing.
Yeah, it was like they were renting out these vending machines
for the Super Bowl, so you could drink the Poppy for your Super Bowl, and all your party and friends, they could have a I thought that was clear.
I didn't think that was clear in the beginning.
Okay, a couple influencers said they had to give it back, so I picked up pretty early on. Yeah. They said it. They said that they're letting us borrow, or a couple. There's so many influencers that got it, but a couple of them would say like Poppy's renting us or letting us borrow this. So it was like, first of all, I would be really pissed if they were going to leave that vending machine in my house.
Girl.
That would be a problem.
Absolutely.
I
do
not
crazy.
want a Poppy. I don't want a vending machine in my house, baby. That's space.
But also, like, that's real estate. Too big. Like, no one needs to, like, because you probably already have you obviously have a fridge already. So it's like, what would you need that fridge for, too? It's too much.
Very cute for PR, though.
Sickening for
PR. I love the stunt.
The stunt, but because
it's camp.
It's very camp. It's really funny. But the thing is, like, it's funny when you know that they're taking it back and they're going to be probably using the machines, or they're renting out the machines, decking them out, and they get rewrapped for the next thing. They could literally be doing that, like as their
100%
their PR, the thing to do. Their people aren't keeping the machines. So I think that's a lot of the big discourse and like the big hate that Poppy's been getting is like, how dare you guys be so tone deaf? It was like $25K per machine per 32 influencers, like. Poppy said that themselves. Like they said that's how much it was. Like 25K.
Why did they put the numbers out there?
I don't know, but they commented that.
What?
They commented on that on someone's video. Yes.
20K.
And so it was like a lot of like almost $1 million of the campaign.
Okay, that's not a lot of money at all for a campaign.
For a campaign, like
for Poppy.
Like they have crazy money. Yeah. So the thing is, I think it's reached people that were like, it feels tone deaf like, during this time, because it's a lot of like potential waste with the cans and like the a lot of shit going on with the waste, like, which I do understand. I actually think that makes a lot of sense, especially if they were like basically just gifting whole ass vending machines to influencers and letting them keep them. I think that's like pretty fucking insane, and I think a lot of people thought that's what it was, not realizing that it really was more so for just like the PR of it, just to see the machine, and then essentially they get it back.
It was just a press hit.
It was just a press hit. It really was. But the thing is, it's fallen, like, I feel like on deaf ears, and it's not positive.
Tell them about Olipop did.
Oh, yeah. Olipop commented, like, on one of the things that was like, and we're over here donating to LA Fire Department.
I cannot believe.
I can't believe they said that. I literally was like this.
I was like, nah, Olipop.
Olipop, y'all are battling.
Now, y'all know if y'all thought about this first, you probably would have done it.
No, like, part of me is, like, kind of like, I think it's like a little strange for them to like piggyback off of the negative press that Poppy is getting for them to be like, well, we're donating to the fires. Like, it seems very like savior complexy to me in like a weird way. Like, it just seems kind of strange and it feels very odd for Olipop to do it. But at the same time, it's like, damn, y'all saw an opportunity. Y'all took it, huh? Y'all took that.
It's smart. Listen, a lot of brands do a lot worse for marketing as far as like waste. Granted, the whole conversation changes when you find out they took the machines back. They weren't just dumping off full machines at individuals' homes. They did it for a press hit, then they came and pick them back up. First of all, I'd be like, y'all about to come get this machine out of my garage. The next day, honey.
No, literally, that would be in my garage. I would have no one has space. Like, a lot of people don't have space for that kind of shit.
Yeah, no, that would be so cool and sickening to get and like to have that moment for social media and to film. I'm with you and with all the influencers. I'm with Poppy. Poppy, y'all want to send me one?
Please do. I actually love Poppy.
Please do, in fact. However, I do get people being like, it's wasteful, but a couple influencers were like, did disclaim that like they were renting it or they're dropping it off, picking it up, whatever. So that's fine.
Yeah, I feel like that is like, okay. It makes sense. I understand like the intensity about it when it's like, oh my God, they gifted them all these machines. And it's like, well, they didn't. They actually, you know, it was just for the press to show like the cute vending machines if you want to celebrate it with like friends for the Super Bowl. And then they're taking it back. So I think that makes a big difference. And what if in those machines, like let's say they did make them, they did spend those money on it to actually make the machines. What if they dropped them off at like a school, a high school, or like a, you know, I don't know, a doctor's office or something like that, like places
grocery
that they could use it. Yeah, places
outside
they
of
could use
a gas
it.
station, like and then an airport, whatever it may be, like a place where there's vending machines.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure they will. Like, I'm sure they're not just gonna go throw them in a landmine.
Exactly. Or it's like literally they're rented and they just decked them out.
Honestly, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I feel like
they decaled them.
Like, I feel like they decaled them.
They rented them, they decaled them, and then they're going to pick them back up. They're fucking marketing geniuses.
I feel like that's literally what they did. But also, I wouldn't imagine it would cost $25,000 to do that for a machine. I would think it'd be a lot less to decal a machine and then rent it. Like, it doesn't
because they said it was $25,000 each.
Yes, so that's why I'm kind of like, maybe they did actually make the machines, and maybe they did buy the machines. But if the influencers aren't keeping them, then they're obviously going to probably do something with the machines. Like, they're not going to just go to waste.
Yeah.
They're not going to just drop them off in the landfill.
That doesn't even make sense for the brand spending. But I thought it was clever.
In an airport?
I thought it was
Bitch,
cute.
you know I would go in an airport.
You know what's funny? I put a bunch of Poppy and Olipop in my snack cart for my UPS delivery drivers during the holidays. We do it. They tore that cart up. But I will say they loved the Olipop and Poppy. I won't say
because they taste good.
I won't say which one they liked more.
Say it.
But I will say, like, people love.
Well, it's because it's nice because like you're drinking something that does not have like doesn't have super high calories. It's like, you know, it's a good drink to have.
Got a little probiotic.
That's not just like
gut.
a Coke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it has little probiotics in it. I mean, it's funny because, you know, Poppy, their marketing is all about like, you know, probiotic, like gut health, and it's like you don't have to drink like 10 for it to make sense.
Yeah.
And it's funny how like they just have like a tiny morsel of it in it.
It's not about what marketing. You're selling; it's how you sell it. That's marketing 101, honey. 101. People sell turds all the time, all the time.
It's so true, and it's like, if you want to spend.
I'm
money
not calling
on it,
Poppy a turd, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, in the world of marketing, it's all about you can market a turd and people will go crazy for it if it's
depending
done
correctly.
On what it is. The marketing is done correctly.
The only turd of its kind.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like I actually understood a lot of the like shit that they were getting for it, but then when I realized that they weren't even keeping them, I was like, oh, well then I don't know why they're getting
debunked.
A lot of shit.
It's
like kind of like getting debunked a little bit because I'm like, is it really a huge waste if they're taking them back and you're probably gonna use it for something else? I don't know.
I think anytime you do something camp and outrageous in any capacity, especially with the internet and everybody's posting it, you're gonna get it. So I feel like they kind of wanted it.
I mean, they honestly could have. They could have been like, this is exactly what we want.
You know,
I mean, that's exactly what they wanted to happen. I do think that there is something to be said about like over the top, overly grand PR gifting. And I think a lot of times brands will go like so far with it that it's like, okay, you guys are like doing the most for this. But if that's like their marketing ploy, then clearly that's just their thing.
Yeah.
You know, it just
Exactly.
depends on like what it is. So, yeah.
Well,
That's it, I
anyways,
think.
guys, that is it for this week's Rapid Fire. Let us know what you think about the toppies. And
your thoughts.
I'm
We'd
going to
love to
start a
hear 'em.
GoFundMe for my balcony. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Literally,
Lord
fucking-
help me, Lord help
God,
me.
that fucking balcony of death
It got
and
me.
doom.
It got me. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
anyways,
guys, have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's to everyone who celebrates. And yeah, that's it.
we love you guys.
Bye, guys. Mwah.
At Pluto TV, we're celebrating Black History Month with our curated collection of Black content, all streaming for free. Find groundbreaking films, including Selma, Django Unchained, Ali, and Coach Carter.
You have an incredible gift up here.
Gripping series like Power and The Game, next level comedies, music video channels, and more. Brilliant Black entertainment, intentionally curated and all free. This month and always on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.